Hello again. Um, this is Miss Jarmick, and I am just doing a quick intro, another intro video into some of the things you might need to know to make your life a little easier for this summer school session. I know we've gotten off to a rough start, so if you didn't get the emails that I sent out or look at the updates on Schoology yet, just know that I'm trying to keep you as informed as I can, and I will try to reply to your emails as quickly as I can. So what's going on right now is that we were supposed to be using the Apex software for your assignments and lessons and all that. And, just little technical difficulties. Basically, I'm signing you guys up for it, but you don't have a password to get into it yet. So thank you for your patience. Don't worry, we will figure it out. We will figure out what we need to do. I know you're all really anxious to get your credit for geometry, so I respect that, and I'm doing the best that I can to make sure that you're gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Got your back. So I just thought I'd do a quick tutorial here about some things that might be useful when having to do this stuff online. So if you go to my class, hopefully the updates page will be the first thing you see, so you can see the updates. If you haven't looked at them yet, I would recommend that you read through all three of them, and then just always check for a new update every time you come to start doing math, because I can't put updates on Apex once we start using that. So you kind of want to check both Schoology and Apex just in case I have announcements. Then you're going to go to your materials page. So your materials page, this is just basically the same as an announcement, just saying what you need to know. I'm just trying to put as much information, as many different ways out there so that you can find it. Intro materials, I made a video just kind of introducing myself and some of the basics that you need to know for the class. And then the syllabus is there. Now, if you scroll down, you see something called study guides to use while completing Apex materials. So 3 units that you need to complete. The first unit is the longest unit, Unit 2. And so I'll kind of explain how I would approach this if I were you. I would start, first thing, let's look at what Apex looks like once you're able to log in. So I've completed the unit overview because I was looking at that. Then you want to take a pre-test. So remember, your pre-test is really, really important, because if you do well on your pre-test, it keeps you from having to do more work to get your credit. So you could test out of the whole class if you did really well on your pre-tests. And just keep in mind that if you do test out of the whole class, you still have to do your attendance once a day, which means you still need to log in to Apex once a day just to show that you are attending school. Annoying, but just a reality we have to live with. Okay, so now as you go through, maybe you did your pretest. Turns out you don't know as much about this unit as you need to in order to pass. So you press over and you're going to start on lesson 2.1. Now, notice that everything in 2.1, there's a lot in 2.1, right? So there's this first overview, and then a study, and then a checkup, and then a quiz, and then a quiz, and then another quiz. So you get 2 chances to take each quiz. After that, it locks you out. The study is not graded, the overview is not graded, the checkup is not graded, but you do need to do those things in order to learn what you need to know. So I would recommend you do it. So let's talk about, where do those study guides come in, and how can they help you, and how can you do the technology that you need to do to work that. So you're on 2.1. So you would go back over to your Schoology page, or I put a link in the syllabus. There we go. That's the word. Put a link in the school syllabus So you can get to it through a Google Drive too. So I would click on 2.1 study guide. Here it's just like a worksheet that helps you go through and do it at the same time. So I'm going to press export, which is in the corner, and I'm going to export it to Notability. All right. And then when I go to Notability, something will pop up and I can say create new note. Now, you might want to change what folder you put everything in, because it will be easier to stay organized. So maybe you want to create a folder in here that's called Unit 2 Summer School, or maybe you just want all these notes to be in something called Summer School 2021. So I would recommend you create a folder for this class. All right, so let's import this and then we'll open it. And then again, you're not turning this assignment in at all. You're just using this as a way to help you take notes and do the practice, so then you'll be ready for the quiz, which is what your score is based on. So in case you didn't know, you can split screen two things at the same time. So you would scroll up. Oops, I messed that up a little bit. So you would scroll up to get your bar open. And then whatever browser you have your Apex on, you would long hold and then drag over to the side so that you have the two things going at once. So hopefully the idea behind this is that as you're going through and doing your lessons and studying, you can be over here and take notes. So the first thing would be like, what's your definition of a triangle in your own words? Second one, make mental images. Draw 3 triangles in the space below. So once you watch the intro video, you know the definition of a triangle. Maybe you can draw 3 different kinds of triangles in these boxes. All right, so that's the basic idea, is that these notes will help you follow along and help you learn better. Something I also wanted to talk to you about is calculators. So I believe in Apex they have calculators that you can use, but if you wanted to use a calculator, I really enjoy using this calculator. I think it's a great calculator. You can go to your self-service, or if you're using a different device, it would be your app store or whatever you call it on something that's not an iOS. So where's my self-service? And then the name of the calculator that I think is the best one is called search. It's called calculator hashtag. So calculator space and then that. So I already have it installed, but I'll click reinstall. Why not? And so then that is the calculator that I really, really enjoy using. So now it's reinstalling, so it's going to take a second. But something that you can do with your calculator, okay, you can't do 3 split screens at once, but if you were working on a problem that's in your notes sheet and you wanted to use a calculator, this calculator fits really, really nicely on the side over here. And the thing that I really like about this calculator is that it helps a lot. Well, this is something I don't like about this calculator, is it has ads every once in a while, which is annoying. But you can click over to the side on the bottom where it says infinity, and then by the equal sign, there's a little over button. And they have all kinds of useful things. So the thing that I think my students struggle with the most is fractions. And so they have a fraction button here. Let me move my face out of the way so you can see it. So there's a fraction button. And so if you got to somewhere where you had to do like a fraction, sometimes these are difficult, adding 2 fractions together, you could put 2 fractions in and press the equal sign. And then if you needed that answer as a fraction also, you would just press the button that's down by the arrow that says number, arrow, fraction. So down by the equal sign, you press that and it turns it into a fraction for you. And you can click that as many times with whatever kind of answer you have to make it lots of different forms for your answer. All right. I think that's pretty much it for this little tutorial. Again, always feel free to email me with questions. I know we're kind of slow in the uptake this quarter trying to get, or this term trying to get everything started with Apex, but at least, you could go through those study guides and kind of look through them to prepare yourself for what the quizzes are going to be like. Yeah, feel free to email me too and just tell me a little bit about yourself. I love learning about my students. And don't forget, I am available 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Google Meet. The code is Summer Jarmick. So Summer and then my last name. And so you can just pop in and say hi, or if you have questions about something else, or if you just want to do like a fun Kahoot, or you want to share something that you've been working on, I'd love to hear about it. Okay, have a good day, and I'll probably talk to you soon.